Hello, everyone, and welcome to Columbia College Chicago. Founded in 1890, this is a private, nonprofit college situated right next to Lake Michigan and Grant Park. This school offers a one-of-a-kind curriculum that blends fine, performing, and media arts, communications, liberal arts, and sciences, business, and technology. The community here celebrates all ways of being and deeply values the intersecting differences among students, faculty, and staff. Students here see the world through a creative lens. They're working in their chosen industries before graduation, and they pave pathways for careers that might not yet exist. Columbia trains students for what employers expect, but also prepares them to adapt to the unexpected. So get ready, you'll be hearing from some outstanding Columbia students about how they got here and what it's like pursuing a career in the creative industries. Once again, welcome to Columbia College Chicago. This is the College Tour. Creativity is Columbia's heartbeat. It drives the academic experience. Columbia knows creativity is a facet of being a learner and a citizen. Plus, it's a sought-after professional skill that gives students a competitive edge in the job market. We're kicking things off with Jory. He's a sophomore, acting major, who's going to tell us more about the value of creativity. It's all you, Jory.
Thank you, Alex. What's up, everyone? Growing up with educators as parents, college was never a choice, but a requirement. When I started my senior year, I felt like I was ready to take the next step toward college, but I didn't really feel like any school fit me and all of my passions. But one day, a Columbia representative came and spoke to my senior class about this gym in downtown Chicago. Columbia offered me everything I needed for my growth, not only as an artist, but as a person as well. I love creativity at Columbia. To me, creativity is more than just having a good idea. It's the way you lead your life. Whether it's the clothes you wear, the way you style your hair, or your overall demeanor, it is your guide. Most schools and arts programs do value creativity, but they value their own style of creativity. However, Columbia allows you to spread your wings and fly. Here, I'm an acting major, but I also have some interest in music business. Columbia makes sure there was extra space in my schedule to take some of those extra interests as electives. That's what I love about Columbia. This school is always on your side, ready to make it work for you as best as they can. And outside of Columbia, creativity is essential to my existence. As an African-American man, there's day-to-day pressures in my life. Creativity is often the only place where I can release and express myself freely without being judged. It's these little things that help me break through barriers and live authentically. This past school year was challenging for all of us, and I struggle with my own lack of inspiration in my acting. Usually when I have these dry spouts, I turn to music or classic films. But this time, I wanted to push myself a little bit further. So I sat down in my dorm and I taught myself how to DJ. DJing is the perfect creative outlet because it allows me to still take some time off while keeping my brain inspired. College is more than about just learning or developing a job skill. It's about learning life. Since moving away, I've learned and discovered things about myself that I never knew before. I've taken time to examine what I want and who I want to be. And now I get to design my life however I want to. It's like being thrown out in the ocean and told to swim. But luckily, I have my Columbia life vest there, encouraged me to keep paddling. Back to you, Alex.
Jory, thanks for that. It's truly remarkable to hear the ways Columbia encourages students like you to pursue your passions. Clearly, you've got great things waiting for you. Thanks again. Chicago is part of Columbia's name for a reason. From the South Loop campus, students can access museums, theaters, music venues, galleries, and connect to internships and other professional opportunities. If your post-grad aspirations include the city of Chicago, think of your time at Columbia as a 4-year head start. Sabrina, a sophomore acting major, is here to tell us all about it. Take it away.
Thanks, Alex. Hi, everyone. I came to Columbia for a few reasons. I'm vision impaired and missing a part of my brain, so things come a little bit harder to me. Also, traditional learning isn't my thing. I've always learned best through music and performing. At a young age, I knew I wanted to act and ballroom dance competitively. Columbia gives me the ability to do both of these things in a city that I've loved since I was very little. When choosing a college, I knew I needed to be in a city because I can't drive. Chicago gives me the ability to walk everywhere, take Ubers if I need to, and have unlimited rides on public transportation thanks to my student U-Pass. This environment has really helped me mature and become more independent. I can get where I need to go without feeling trapped or having to rely on others. I can wake up, get coffee at Starbucks because there's one on every corner, go to class, have a quick bite to eat, and then I'm at the dance studio by late afternoon. If you've ever watched Dancing with the Stars, you know that in order to be a great ballroom dancer, you have to be a great actor. At 17 years old, I didn't know if I wanted to be an actor, professional ballroom dancer, or both. I still don't, and that's okay. Columbia gives me the ability to do both of these things. There are plenty of schools in other big cities, but those schools didn't allow me the flexibility to pursue all of my passions. My dance studio is minutes away from my apartment, so I can practice and take lessons in between classes, homework, and exploring the city. I'm always discovering something new living in the heart of downtown Chicago. Everything I need is right outside my door. My classes are next to local shops, office buildings, restaurants, museums, theaters, and concert venues, not to mention Michigan Avenue, Grand Park, Navy Pier, and Water Tower Place. I'm not trapped in a little school bubble. It really feels like I'm stepping out into the real world every time I leave my apartment. Where I grew up, everyone looked like me, but I never felt like I belonged. Columbia has given me the gift of meeting people with similar and different interests. Just walking around the city, aka my campus, not everyone looks like me, and I love that. Columbia has made me much more of a well-rounded human being. Even though Columbia doesn't have a traditional campus, I'm in the real world surrounded by families and working professionals. I know that life after college is going to be that much easier, and Columbia is helping me bridge the gap into adulthood. I couldn't be happier with my decision to study in Chicago. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks for sharing your story with us, Sabrina. I'm a little jealous that you get to go to college in such a vibrant city. That was incredible. With creativity at its heart, Columbia's programs are also grounded in the liberal arts and sciences. All students complete a rigorous core curriculum, which includes classes in a broad range of subjects, including history, literature, science, writing, and math, along with a few classes unique to Columbia. Here's sophomore film and television major Jewel to share her academic experience.
Hey everyone, I grew up in Chicago and I've always loved how creative my city is. When I was just 9 years old, I found my true calling after participating in a film and journalism program. From there, I learned more about photography, videography, and even journalism. I then created my own photography and videography company in 2018, becoming an entrepreneur at 16 years old. With all my prior film knowledge, I knew I needed to continue evolving my career during college, and Columbia College Chicago is the place to be. Although I'm a film and television major with a minor in photography, I love that Columbia offers a liberal arts experience. I'm learning how to format short film scripts properly, while also getting perspective on Chicago's Latinx culture. In my first semester, I learned about the years of philosophy study in an asynchronous class, meaning that I was able to take the coursework on my own time. Having core curriculum classes within my schedule educates me far beyond my major, while also teaching me business etiquette and industry skills. In my first year, I also used our library's database for research purposes, but also dug up some more information about philosophy just out of my own curiosity. I even used some professors' office hours to better myself and my work. Not only is Columbia a 30-minute drive from home, but learning from faculty, connecting with students from all over the world, and being able to evolve my career for the next 3 years are some things I love about Columbia. I also love that within some of my classes, I'm able to use hands-on equipment, while also working alongside professionals who are active in their industries. FYI, I maintained straight A's my entire first year and ended with a 4.0 GPA. Even while maintaining straight A's, I stayed super involved in the campus community. I'll be one of this year's orientation leaders, the vice president of a new group called Soul Sisters, and I'll probably squeeze some more activities into my schedule too. Going to Columbia is unlike any other school. Here, you're able to engage with the world around you while also gaining knowledge in whatever industry that you choose, which for me is film and television. Even pursuing my minor, I'm able to connect with other creatives while also enhancing our photography skills. Everyone at Columbia is able to grow so much within just one semester, and here, you're able to make friends while doing it. So far, my college education has been way more than learning techniques for a job. I developed lifelong skills such as adequately communicating, staying engaged with my work, completing tasks on time, and knowing how to edit what I make, operate cameras, and capture great pictures. Columbia is a significant investment, but it's one that my parents and I will treasure forever. That's it from me. Tell us what's next, Alex.
Thanks, Jewel. It's inspiring to see a student like you who's taking full advantage of everything Columbia has. Thank you for showcasing the depth of Columbia's academic experience. That was excellent. Columbia's faculty are active in their professions and bring real-world experiences into the classroom. Your classes could be taught by performers coming straight from rehearsal at Second City or photojournalists on assignment. Even more, Columbia professors can connect students to professional opportunities all over the city. 2021 ASL English Interpretation graduate Kirsten is here to tell you firsthand how essential it is to connect with your faculty.
I especially miss the ASL Center, a place where ASL students can go practice their signing and hang out. Faculty members come too and hang out with us so we can build those relationships outside of the classroom. Angie Malcolmson and Diana Garman are two professors that made a huge impact on my life. I don't know if I would have graduated without them. Diana was my linguistics professor. I'm deaf and hard of hearing, and it was in her classes that I first experimented with hearing aids, and I also had my very first interpreters. She made me feel comfortable and accepted the entire time. With Diana, I learned the love of the language. Angie was my interpreting professor. Her classes made me fall in love with interpreting all over again. She always worked hard with us to make sure that we could turn things in if we weren't doing super well. I will always appreciate her flexibility during the pandemic and putting an emphasis on making sure that we were taking care of ourselves. Angie also helped me learn how to advocate for myself and made sure I understood that I deserved access to education just like everybody else. She is the person that saved me when I needed one last credit to graduate. Immediately, she said that she would do an independent study with me, and it ended up being one of the best experiences that I've had. Angie always pushes me just enough to be the absolute best that I could be. The amount of care that Columbia faculty members put into their students continues to blow me away. In the ASL department, our professors work hard to find deaf events in the community that we can go to so we can network. We also get mentors in our Practicum 1 class so we can get industry experience and meet professional interpreters. Our professors work hard to make sure that we are as prepared as possible.
Kirsten, thank you so much for showing us the power of relationship building with your faculty. It's obvious Columbia's professors are dedicated to sharing their knowledge and experience with their students. Thanks again. Everyone learns differently. That's why from your first day on campus, there's a team of academic advisors, tutors, career advisors, and counselors available to ensure your academic and personal experience at Columbia stays positive. Junior creative writing major Daniel is going to tell us about how working with Columbia's support offices has set him up for success.
Hi everyone. When I was a freshman in high school, my brother was a senior looking at colleges. I remember sitting next to him at an informational meeting about Columbia College Chicago. And when it was over, I looked at him and said, I don't know where you're going to school, but I'm going to Columbia. We both ended up here. And for me, Columbia was the only college I applied to. But back in high school, I was constantly on edge. My family wasn't aware of my school's fundamentalist Christian history until it was too late. I was constantly having to advocate for myself. I was the only queer Jewish student on campus. On top of all of this, during my senior year, I was diagnosed with dyspraxia, a learning disability that governs executive skills. I was given a 504 plan, which ensures a person with a disability identified under the law receives accommodations for better academic success. I still had to implement every accommodation myself, all while educating others around me about my identities. I struggled super hard to get my high school grades to a passable place, all while juggling choir practice, serving as president of 3 different student organizations, and performing in countless musicals. None of this was easy with the added stresses of homophobia, ableism, and anti-Semitism. Everything changed when I got to Columbia. In my first meeting with Jean Kelly, Director of Services for Students with Disabilities, she told me we would use my accommodations in my 504 plan to create new accommodations, such as having a note taker or extended time on tests. I laughed in her face. This was so different to anything I'd ever experienced. Columbia College Chicago was my light at the end of the tunnel. Once I finally got to Chicago, I went from having a 2.0 GPA to being on the Dean's List both semesters of my first year. Now I'm a junior, currently serving on the board of the Columbia College Chicago Audio Drama Club, at a school that's been the perfect place for me. Back in high school, no one wanted to see me succeed, but here, everyone supports me. So if you're creative, maybe a little different, and march the beat of your own drum, Columbia was the perfect place for you too. Thanks for listening. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Daniel. It's heartening to hear that Columbia meets students where they are, creating an individualized experience to make sure everyone can participate in their education. Now that's a beautiful thing. Columbia is proud to call Chicago home, but some students have West Coast aspirations. For them, Columbia offers Semester in LA, where students are immersed in the entertainment industry with classes on a studio lot in the heart of Hollywood. Here to tell us more is Alexis, a 2019 graduate who spent a semester in the LA program. Take it away, Alexis.
Hey everyone, I graduated from Columbia's film program in 2019. I chose Columbia because I wanted a world-class media education that would help me get my foot in the door. The environment at Columbia really puts you in a place to succeed and gives you the tools to help you fuel your own natural creativity. The Semester in LA program was really the tipping point for me in choosing to go here. They send you to Los Angeles for a semester and you're taught coursework by the industry's top leaders and creators, as well as interning for some of the best companies in the world. Once you graduate, you're ready to go out in the workplace and already have valuable connections and networking in Hollywood. During my time in the Semester in LA program, I was interning and studying full-time while working a part-time job. It was incredibly challenging, but also really rewarding. I was able to take everything that I learned in the classroom and take it directly to the workplace. It was really hard, not gonna lie, but I was surrounded by other Columbia students while I was there. We were resources for each other and giving tips and tricks on different PA jobs, Hollywood networking events, film screenings, and just surviving life in Los Angeles. Now I work as an executive assistant at Snapchat on the creative strategy team. Our team partners with world-class advertisers on bringing new and relevant content to the platform. I really love that it's exciting, fast-paced, and constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible with augmented reality. Columbia helped me get there by pushing me outside of my element, as well as giving me opportunities to network, pitch, and work with some top talent, as well as mentoring me and giving me career advice in which direction I want to go. Alex, back to you.
Wow, Alexis, I know there are great things ahead for you and other Columbia alumni in California and across the country. It sounds like you snapped up the opportunity to build your career in Los Angeles, and that is amazing. Take care. At Columbia, diversity and inclusion aren't just about numbers. Columbia is doing the work to take institutional action that acknowledges our nation's history. Let's turn it over to film students, Junior Caitlin and Senior Bertram, for their perspective on the work Columbia is doing and the work that lies ahead.
Hi everyone, I grew up in a suburb filled with different cultures and people, but it was still a bubble. I was active in school protests and took part in events that celebrated my Filipino identity. I thought Columbia would be the perfect place to continue my work as a social justice activist while also being a creative. I'm usually the only Asian kid in a lot of spaces, so I wanted to find a community where I could express my identity and better understand my roots. What about you, Bertram?
I chose Columbia because its film program ranks among the top 20 in the country. I wanted to understand how I could best tell my stories of triumph over adversity through film. I grew up in the Mississippi Delta region of Arkansas immediately following the Civil Rights era. As an older, non-traditional student of color, I bring a different perspective to the Columbia classroom. Much of what was common during my formative years would never be tolerated today. But I think Columbia understands that we cannot stop and pat ourselves on the back for a job well done. We must continue the ongoing fight against racism. Caitlin, I know you're also active in the community when it comes to identifying the structural part of racism.
Yeah, I'm going to be the vice president of Columbia's Asian Student Organization, and I hope to continue making changes that amplify who we are, embrace our differences, and honor our intersectionalities. What about your experience, Bertram?
Columbia really is something special. I'm fortunate to have had various platforms to combat racism, and I'm encouraged to continue to speak my truth. Many of my Columbia professors have actually given me class time to speak candidly to my peers about racism and our racist past.
I've been stereotyped as the quiet Asian woman my whole life, but as a Columbia student, I feel more empowered than ever to use my voice. As white as Columbia still is as an institution, we are able to make our presence known and use our voices to be heard.
It's tangible proof that Columbia is working to bridge gaps and iron wrinkles. This work is never done. Columbia students will be provoked, challenged, and educated in ways that will push us closer to a more equitable future.
It's easy to say that Columbia is anti-racist, but what really matters is community accountability and speaking up, showing up, and doing the work.
Thanks for listening. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Caitlin and Bertram, for taking the time to give us all a glimpse into your experiences and the challenges and rewards of doing institutional-wide anti-racist work. We appreciate you both. Being a Columbia student is more than sitting in classrooms, studios, or rehearsal halls. There's definitely room for extracurricular activities. Columbia students have plenty of opportunities to live what they love. Wondering what your day-to-day on campus will look like? Here's Justice, a double major in musical theater and creative writing, to tell us all about it.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, everyone. I've wanted to live in a big city ever since I was a little girl. Small town life was never going to satisfy the big dreams I had. I wanted to perform. I wanted to tell stories. So when it came time for college, I knew that location and opportunity were going to be huge factors for me. I wanted the big city experience and everything that comes with it, but I wasn't ready to move across the country at 18. As a senior applying to schools all over the country, I was relieved at how accessible Columbia's admissions process is. My application process as a musical theater major was more than just sending in transcripts and writing an essay. I actually had to audition, and I couldn't pass up this opportunity. After sending in all of my audition videos, I received enough in academic scholarships to cover my tuition for all 4 years. This really made the decision easy. And if that wasn't convincing enough, I received a faculty recognition scholarship. I was so honored that Columbia's musical theater faculty took the time to watch my submissions and reward me for them. None of the amazing opportunities here at Columbia have been wasted on me. I'm someone who likes to take advantage of everything life has to offer, so if you're someone like me, Columbia is the place where students go to hit the ground running, both during and after college. I achieved a 4.0 in my first year and decided to challenge myself. I joined the honors program where students with high enough GPAs can take honors level classes, and I became a double major in musical theater and creative writing with a concentration in poetry. I also think that it's really important to stay active in campus life and Columbia's culture, which is why I co-founded a student organization called Soul Sisters. We created this group to fulfill the need for a safe space on campus to uplift and amplify Black female voices. Pretty cool, right? At Columbia, it's all about collaboration. I've had classes that turn dreaded group projects into real-world creative opportunities, like debuting short films or collaborating with illustrators for my poetry. All of the success that I found here at Columbia is a direct result of all of my hard work, but also the networking opportunities that have emerged just from engaging as a student here. After getting resume help with the Career Center, I got hired as a copy editor for our daily college newspaper, the Columbia Chronicle, where I get paid to edit and write for my job. Chronicle alumni have gone on to work at places like the Washington Post and the New York Times, so landing a position here at the Chronicle looks really great on a resume. There's so much that I want to accomplish, and thanks to Columbia, I can pursue everything that I dreamed of as a kid. See you on campus. Back to you, Alex.
Just as seriously, when do you have time to sleep? You really are making the most of it. Being a Columbia student means seizing those opportunities. Now, I'll let you get back to your very busy schedule. Thanks for that. Going to college can give a student a chance to tap into their identities in ways they weren't able to in high school. Columbia wants students to explore who they are. It's a vital part of personal and creative growth and a path to being able to discover all the sides to your story. I'll let Kat, a junior majoring in music technology, tell you about it.
Thanks for the intro, Alex. Hi, y'all. While looking for colleges during high school, I wanted to find a place that had an emphasis on inclusivity, both within the student body and faculty. And at Columbia College Chicago, diversity is definitely no stranger. All student identities are embraced regardless of nationality, ethnicity, religion, gender identity, or sexual orientation. Coming to Columbia was a bit like whiplash for me. I came from an all-girls, predominantly white Catholic high school in Richmond, Virginia. I often felt like the standout. I felt socially and physically alienated from lots of student events and extracurriculars. This really affected my education as well as myself as a human being. I didn't feel confident growing in this environment whatsoever. Now, I no longer feel like the only minority when surrounded by the melting pot of backgrounds that are apparent here at Columbia. Being able to see other people who are biracial, who are queer, who are also Muslim, it is so refreshing. I never feel like I'm going to receive judgment from anybody here. Since enrolling, I've been thriving. I feel educationally reinforced by both my peers and my professors. As a queer biracial woman, it is a relief to see these other students that look just like me. Not only has it heightened the quality of my college experience, but has allowed me to feel that I no longer have to shy away from participation in the classroom. In fact, my experiences as a member of the LGBTQ+ community are embraced and valued by my professors. I'm often encouraged to incorporate my realities as a queer woman into the work I create. And despite wanting to work in a field that is predominantly male, I do have professors in my academic department who are also Asian women. They have become monumental mentors for me and have taught me how to be confident, even when I'm the only queer woman in the room. Columbia's efforts for more inclusivity are also seen through various clubs on campus, such as the Asian Student Organization, Black Student Union, Columbia Pride, and the Chinese Students and Scholars Association, to name a few. All of these clubs provide a safe, open space for our students to connect over their shared identities. There are also curated events for the entire student body in order to further educate our students as well as promote a deeper campus-wide diversity. At Columbia, I don't have to censor myself. I can be as artistic as I want, as expressive as I want, and as gay as I want. Now that's my story. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Kat. It's amazing to hear how students can thrive when they're able to live as their authentic selves in a supportive community. This tells me so much about what Columbia does for its students. Thanks again. Okay, so how does Columbia bring all this creative energy together? It's called Manifest, and it's an annual showcase of graduating students' work that activates the entire campus with a feeling of celebration that is unmatched. And it's entirely student-run. Here, senior music business major Tanji, aka T-Star Verse, and Alejandra, a junior majoring in social media and digital strategy, to explain how Manifest comes together.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Tandria Hawkins, aka T-Star Verse, and I had the pleasure of experiencing Manifest both as a performer and a song competition winner.
And I'm Alejandra Marroquin. I was the programming intern for student activities, which helps plan and produce the entire Manifest Festival. How did you first learn about Manifest, Tanji?
I discovered Manifest at freshman orientation. That's also where I heard about the song competition. And once I arrived on campus as an eager freshman, I literally started manifesting, no pun intended, that I will one day achieve just that. Fun fact, I was the first freshman in Manifest history to perform on the main stage. But it didn't all just happen because I manifested it. I got there by hosting and performing at open mics and student showcases all throughout the year. Those events give students the opportunity to network and showcase their talents to hundreds of students and faculty at a time.
It would not be Manifest without the incredible performers like you. For me, there were many components that came with programming a festival, from choosing the creative team to seeing how the weather was like the day of the festival. But the most important part of all of this is that Manifest is entirely student-produced. My job on the Manifest team was to figure out how to get students engaged during Manifest Week. It can be a challenge to create and produce a student-run festival, but I loved being able to get my perspective on what Manifest should have. We all work together to make sure that the chosen Manifest team extends to every facet of the event. This year, I was able to produce Manifest PR boxes, which were sent to students who signed up to be Manifest ambassadors, kind of like influencers. Their job was to promote Manifest and get others excited to participate and attend. Manifest brings out the best in student work. It's a huge public platform to showcase yourself however you want. You'll hear so many stories about the way students contribute to Manifest. I know T-Starverse got her moment in the Manifest spotlight.
And let me tell you, being in that spotlight was everything. By the time I was a senior, I knew I wanted to create the winning Manifest song. And my submission won. The school wanted to use my song Levitate off of my debut album, Balance. And since we couldn't create an in-person concert, I created a virtual concert video featuring some of my other songs as well. That opportunity was huge for me. I was able to have full creative control in the process, but we only had 1 week to put it all together. So I called on a lot of my friends from Columbia across their music, fashion, dance, and film departments to help me bring my vision to life. That's why having friends with students across different majors is crucial. You never know when you'll need them. Our team of staff, students, and alumni helped me put together a beautiful masterpiece that will forever stand out in my portfolio. Alejandra, your Manifest work is a beautiful addition to your portfolio too. What's better than students taking over an arts festival, getting experience while doing it, and making it their own? Thank you for listening. What's next, Alex?
I am absolutely speechless. Columbia students sure know how to deliver. I'm manifesting my invitation to the next one so I can see it for myself. That was awesome. Okay, everyone, I want to thank these students for showing us around and giving us the inside scoop on Columbia College Chicago. This place is amazing. The distinctive urban environment, the unique people, and the infinite inspirations waiting around every corner. Columbia students jump at the chance to hone their craft, dig deeper into their career, and pursue their passions, all within a supportive community that gives them the human connections they need to thrive. If you're looking for a school in a world-class city full of grit, color, and plenty of interesting people, be sure to add Columbia College Chicago to your list. That's it from me. I'll pass it off to Columbia's president, Dr. Kwang-Woo Kim, to sign off on this episode. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.
Thank you for joining us for this tour of Columbia College Chicago. If you're a creative looking for a school committed to helping you develop your most authentic voice and preparing you for real-world success, I hope you will continue to keep us in mind. Good luck with your college search. I look forward to seeing you on campus.